How to start a business in a few hours. It was a title that caught my attention because literally it only takes 5 minutes to start a business. Sometimes uh, people, when they need to start a business, get hung up in too many details in starting a business. There's things that you have to do, but not everything has to be done all at one time. And this is where people hesitate to start a new business because they say, well, I haven't done that yet, and I haven't done that yet, and there's a checklist, and I need to do all these things. And there's a lot of things that need to be done. But please don't let those get in the way of getting started because nothing's going to happen until you get started. So take small steps and make them larger steps and then keep on going. And this is the concept that we have used as we have developed our social marketing, social network technology platform here in davidsbarter.com. We did it in development for ourselves to build a community. The community is David's Barter Community. And in doing so, we knew that if we could do certain things, get certain things accomplished, we knew the things that had to be done. I've been doing them for over 40 years now, so I knew the things that had to be done. But we live in a different world today, and technology has made the world a different place. It really was simple to start a business 40 years ago. And in many cases, it's not as difficult now, um, but the challenges um, are the basic objectives of starting a business have not changed at all. Those are rudimental, rudiment. They're very very basic. But the fact that there is so much information that is available so easily, and we are spending so much time on our computers, it makes for a different world, a different place. And I was fascinated last week as I read a couple of different stories about what's happening with some businesses that we're very familiar with. And last week, for instance, Walmart, the world's largest company, came out with a statement that they wanted to use the power of their thousands of stores around the world to become distribution points. So that if you went online and ordered something online, not in a store, but if you went online and you ordered something, it would be available for you the same day in one of their stores. Now, why are they taking that position now? Quite honestly, I have found their online presence to be very complicated. I've never seen a user-friendly part of their websites, so I haven't been there all too often. Every time I do try, it doesn't work too well for me. I am a member of their retail group called Sam's Club. I think it's a great place for a small business owner to buy. I've been buying there for many years now. I know that when I walk into one of their stores, I'm going to get the best price that's available at that point in time, at that location. Uh, I'll explain that, what I just meant later. But so Walmart came out with the position that they were going to make goods and services, goods available same day if you went online and you ordered them. Why did they do that? They did that because Amazon.com is making a strong move to do that. Amazon.com, a business that started online, struggled for many years before they became a profitable operation. And today, what is Amazon.com doing? They're building warehouses. I believe they've got 23 warehouses either under construction or on the drawing boards, so that when you order at Amazon.com, that product can be available for you. I don't know about the same day, but certainly the next day. Walmart has the advantage of having stores, so that if you order, all they need to do is get it in the store somehow that day and make it available to you. That's their one-upmanship of Amazon.com. Why? Because Amazon.com has eaten into, if you will, Walmart's market share of goods. That's business at the big levels. What do you need to do at the very basic level, you and I, as we're starting a business? So I found a blog on Inc.com. Inc. magazine, by the way, is one of my favorite magazines to read. It is a magazine that I do read monthly because I know there's good information in there for me, either to share with you or to validate what I am doing in my own business, and that's why I get it. So at Inc.com, we found the following blog written by Jeff Haden, H-A-D-E-N, How to Start a Small Business in a Few Hours. Jeff says in his opening paragraph, starting a business is surprisingly simple. You just need to take the first step. Here's how to get through the administrative hurdles faster than you think. Okay. Wow, he shares his experience. I've done this many times myself, so I'll share it with you. A neighbor of Jeff's had been talking about starting a business for at least 6 months. Whenever I saw him, Jeff says, that's all he talked about. Eventually, I got tired of it. What the heck are you waiting for? Jeff finally asked. It turns out that the person starting the business thought the process of starting the business was really complicated. I don't want to go through all that stuff unless I'm absolutely sure my idea is perfect. Bad place, bad philosophy, bad state of mind. Don't feel that it has to be perfect out of the chute. Work towards perfection, but nothing is going to be perfect the first time. It's often said, and I'll verify it, that you have to have many failures before you have success. Now, I don't really believe there's such a thing as failure. I believe that if you start something and you try something, you haven't failed. You've actually succeeded. Now, you may not achieve the goals and objectives that you really want to achieve, but that is not necessarily failure. Failure is not trying, or failure is stop trying when you shouldn't stop trying. That is failure. Okay, so here's the simple things that Jeff says you need to do. And I thank you for this because sometimes we really do need to look at things in a very simple fashion and not a complicated one. Number one, get over the company name thing. Most people agonize endlessly over dreaming, there's that word again, up the perfect company name. Don't. If you're waiting until you come up with a perfect name, you're also waiting to start making money. Instead, at least for now, forget branding and unique selling propositions and all the business identity stuff. I'm not so sure that I agree with Jeff fully on that. Name is important. And I don't want to oversimplify creating a name. And that perhaps today is one of the most important things you can do because your name starts to establish your brand. And your brand is what you are all about. And it's the brand that you want to tell the search engines about and get recognition of the search engines. You might not have the perfect name, but don't cut the name part of it short. Your name ought to be something descriptive as to what it is you're trying to do, either in your product or in your service. And Jeff references unique selling proposition. You have to have a unique selling proposition, and if you don't, people probably will not do business with you. They might do business with you for a while because you're a nice person and they like you, and that's important. People have to like the people that they're doing business with. They have to trust them. They have to like them. But you don't need to be perfect the first time out. Let it evolve. Having said that, I just shared last week, there's been many, many times, just in the last 2 years, as I've been building and developing David's Barter community, that I've had an epiphany. I've had something wake me up at night, and I have literally rushed to my computer to buy a domain name that ties into that epiphany that I've had. It all started, I think the very first time I did that was when I woke up one night and suddenly the name Dreaming with Entrepreneurs came to me. I think I know why it did, but it did. And so and that was about 7 years ago, and I rushed down and I bought the name dreamingwithentrepreneurs.com, the domain name. And that day, that very same day, I called my attorney, Robert. I said, Robert, I had an epiphany last night, and I really want to act on it. I want to create a legal entity called Dreaming with Entrepreneurs. So we developed an LLC, a limited liability company, with the name Dreaming with Entrepreneurs. And that was about 7 years ago. The concept was, and this ties into picking a name, the concept was that at that time I was producing television shows. I was producing them locally here in Cincinnati on a public access television channel called Media Bridges. And it was in that day when reality television was really becoming very popular. So that whole Dreaming with Entrepreneurs got started. The idea came to me because I wanted to create a reality television show about small business called Dreaming with Entrepreneurs. It was a very simple concept. Well, the television show started, and when I changed the name of the shows that I was producing to Dreaming with Entrepreneurs, and it really was not in the true sense of reality television. But I produced 65 television shows about small business. About a month ago, I started to share a couple of them with you, and we'll get back to that again, because there were some very basic things that I did and some very great shows. But I wanted to produce a television show. Well, that didn't work. But as I moved along and I developed the concept, what did happen was I created reality, real time, right now, when I started to produce the small business shows on Stickham.com, and when I created them on YouTube using the Google technology, the YouTube technology, and that's how it all got started. But in my case, the name became a very important part of what it was I wanted to do and how I was going to get there. So Get over the company name, then get over it, but it is important. Point number 2, Jeff tells us, get your employee identification number, your EIN. I actually uh, waited a very, very long time before I made application for an EIN, and that was okay. You should, and I don't recommend doing what I did, but you can. Uh, an EIN is a very simple thing to get. It's a federal tax number used to identify your business. You don't need an EIN unless you will have employees or plan to form a partnership, LLC, or corporation. Um, that's not 100% true, uh, but it is mostly true. I didn't have an EIN for a long time, but the way that my employee identification number wasn't an EIN number, it was my Social Security number. And the Internal Revenue will allow you to have a business and report the uh, the the information that you need to report on your tax return with your Social Security number. But it's a very simple process to get an EIN. Um, it's free, it takes minutes, and you can keep your Social Security number private, which I probably should have done but hadn't, and reduce the chance of identity theft because if you don't have an EIN, your SSN identifies your business for tax purposes, as I just said. Okay, if you Google EIN, employee identification number, it will give you the steps to get one. Point number 3, register your trade name. If you won't operate under your own name, your locality may require you to register a trade name. In most cases, you'll get approved on the spot. In my case, I had to register my name with the state of Ohio, and that's what my LLC, my limited liability corporation, did. I registered and became an official entity recognized in the state of Ohio. Get your business license. Your county or city will require a business license. This form takes minutes to fill out. Use your EIN instead of your Social Security number to identify your business for privacy reasons, if nothing else. That's advice I should have taken earlier on in life, but I didn't. I was subject to identity theft, which in fact it happened to me. Well, it potentially happened to me. The actual act didn't. I got a letter about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, 4 summers ago, from the state of Ohio saying that my name and my Social Security number were on a computer that was found in the back seat of a intern in Columbus, where our state capital is. Somebody stole that computer, and so I got this letter. Actually, I got my letter 6 months late. Other people had found out 6 months earlier that their names and Social Security numbers were on that computer also. So you take yourself one step away when you get your employee identification number. Make sure you get the right licenses that you need. If you have questions, and I'm sure you will, that is the time to engage the services of an accountant, either a certified public accountant, a public accountant, and a small business attorney. You don't necessarily need to spend a lot of money at that time, but it's my recommendation to engage their services so that you can get some guidance in the things that you need. You can get your checklist of the things you need you've heard me say this, SBA.gov, Small Business Administration website, SBA.gov, or IRS.gov. You will get all the information that you need to start a business on both of those websites. But I recommend that you, even if it's a friend, and we call them mentors of entrepreneurship, Two of those mentors of entrepreneurship need to be an attorney and an accountant. If you have a friend, and we all have friends or friends of friends that are either an attorney or an accountant, get them involved with you. And if you're just starting out, most will be empathetic with that situation and won't necessarily charge you anything to get started, with the idea that when you need to formally do some things, you will engage their services. That's why they would do it at little or no expense to you in your startup. Number 7, get a certificate of resale if necessary. A certificate of resale, also known as a seller's permit, allows you to collect state sales tax on products sold. And there is no state sales tax on services sold, just products. Number 8, get a business bank account. Yes, get a business bank account. Use that as leverage to develop your relationship with that bank, so that, and engage a small business banker to be one of your mentors of entrepreneurship. That's a great first step for you to engage that banker and get them on your team so that they can give you good advice. And hopefully when you need, if you need money to grow your business, to start your business, that bank will be there to help you do it. Can't go wrong with a banker friend. And point number 9, set up a simple accounting spreadsheet. Something very simple to start keeping track, and it is so very easy with all the technology that is available to set up that simple spreadsheet. It wasn't so easy when I started 40 years ago, but it is very easy now. Okay, quick review of those 9 points, and thank you, Jeff Haden, for them in Inc. magazine. 1, get over the company name thing. 2, get your employee identification number, your EIN. 3, register your trade name. 4, get your business license. 5, complete a business personal property tax form if it is necessary. 6, ask your locality about other permits. 7, get a certificate of resale if necessary. 8, get a business bank account. And number 9, set up a simple accounting spreadsheet. Those are 9 simple things that need to be done to get your business started, and they can be done. All 9 of those can be done in a few short hours. I am going to end entity number 124 in starting a business. I'm going to make a title on YouTube, and we'll be back in just a minute or two to talk about new business, and startups are urged to use YouTube Analytics. It's an update that I actually found just this morning. I wanted to share it with you.